Hey guys, this is Yanni from Trilion Quality Systems, and this is a tutorial of ARGUS Formability System using your actual blank as your zero reference panel. So let's jump in. You'll notice here on your screen after you shoot your blank station, you have a stage 0 and a stage 1. You'll see your blank is the actual measured panel. You'll see some noise there on the right-hand side in your color tensor. But we want to add another stage, which means that we want to add another station. Normally you would do that by going to File, New Project. In this case, we're going to go to Stage, New Stage, and you'll notice here this looks like you're starting a new file, but we're going to leave it on Robust, pick your ellipse color, and then we're going to hit the OK button. Once this goes through, you'll notice that it's going to go through the motions of starting a new project, similar like you would do normally. The difference is you'll notice that at the top of the screen here, instead of saying stage 1 as you would normally pick, it says stage 2. So you want to go through and just do the normal things you would normally do with a new project and go to project mode. Right click on images. You want to add images. And you got options here, right? You can do this from your WLAN that you'll see here in a second if you're going to just shoot it normally. In this case, for the tutorial, we're going to do it from the hard disk. So I'm going to go ahead and pick that here. And then I'm going to navigate through my Windows Explorer to find the files that I want to use, the images from a previous project that I want to add in here. And you can do the same thing if you're doing these at separate times if it makes it easier for you. Because I know shooting your draw stations and your restrikes are going to come at different times. So you can go pick these images later, like I'm doing here. I'm going to do a select all, and I'm going to open. Now you'll notice I'm going to get an error message here in a second because in this particular training project, the pixels were set differently for the camera. So I'm going to go back and repeat the command, but I'm going to change my camera. You won't have to do this, but here's a good tutorial on how to edit your camera through the selection menus. Once I have the right camera selected, I'm going to go ahead and add images, again from the hard disk, do a select all in my Windows Explorer, and hit open. And I'm going to pause it while the images come in here, and I'll be back when they come back in through. So now that the images are back, you'll notice that we have the red do not enter signs. So we want to make these triangulated. So we have to go through again the normal progression of project, compute ellipse and bundle, and hit OK. This is going to compute for a couple minutes as normal. It's going to triangulate everything. It's going to show us the green X's, the green check marks, and add the scale bars just like you normally would on any other file. We're just going to wait for that status bar to happen, and it will kick you right over into grid mode as you normally would expect. So now that you're in grid mode, we want to go through and pick all the grids that we want to compute just like you normally would again. I'm going to start with image 1, select my first grid, and I'm going to pause it here while I select my grids, and please continue on selecting yours and then continue the video when you're ready. So now that I've selected both of my grids on this particular panel, just like we normally would on any other part, I'm going to right click on grids, and I want to make sure to auto combine my grids. Very important to have all your grids together in one unit, and then we're going to go over to evaluation mode. Once we're in evaluation mode, you'll notice that we now have 3 stages on the left side of the screen. We have a stage 0, a stage 1, and a stage 2. Our goal here is that we want to make our stage 1, which is our actual blank, the reference. So I'm going to go through and show you here that there's a theoretical blank here. I'm going to show you in a full screen here in a second that we have the theoretical flat blank that we start with 0 strain. We have stage 1, which is our actual blank. And if I rotate that around here, you'll notice the noise. We have about a plus 0.5 to 1.5% noise. I want to right click on that, and I want to set that as my strain reference. That means it's going to hold whatever values they are as 0. That's what we're going to start with, and that's what makes it accurate. But now you're going to see we have 2 red X's on the screen because they do not understand how to use the new strain reference as values. They're not the same. So our goal here is to now right click on stage 2 and tell the system how to use the reference stage. But we're going to go to renumber point IDs. The system will then split the screens and show you the blank station at the top, which is stage 1, and then stage 2 at the bottom. Your goal here is to tell the system which 2 points in both projects are the same, so it understands how to number each point. So I'll use the center of this part here, and I'm going to go ahead and control click on the first point. You'll see the 2 points there and the 2 points at the bottom. You need to go in succession. You can't skip dots. You have to go in line and in order. You'll see here I'm going to control click here. When I do, you'll see a green number 1 show up, and then I'll pick the second point. And then you should see a green number 2 show up, and you'll notice that the cursor automatically gets pushed down to the next stage. And now you have to repeat the command by picking the same 2 points in the stage 2 or your draw station. So again, we're going to control click the first point. You'll see a green number 1, and you're going to control click on the second point, and you'll see a green number 2. And this is helping the system understand that these 2 points in both files are the same, so it can associate the strains from both files. So when I hit apply, it's going to go ahead and apply that and renumber every single point on both of those grids. And then once it's done, I'm going to hit close. And it'll spit us right back into evaluation mode. And now what you'll notice is that we have a stage 1, which is your stage reference blank, your actual blank, and now your form part, which is taking the values from your actual blank. And this is what you were trying to achieve. But now any noise that was on that blank has now been removed, and it's being used as 0, so you're now comparing apples to apples. So with that, I would say thank you for listening. Please stay tuned for more tutorial videos on ARGUS, and we look forward to seeing you. Thank you.